Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Today is Sunday, the 7th of January. The videos we're going to show you today are everything that sort of happened between Christmas and New Year. The reason we're starting down at this part of the farm at the moment is to show where Francisco and Hannah turned up on Boxing Day, when everybody else was suffering from a hangover, etc. We weren't, fortunately. And they ploughed about 50 metres of the top terrace here. The reason they wanted to plough this area in particular is that they knew that originally in this area there was an old chicken coop. So the base was originally made out of breeze blocks and concrete, and it was buried underneath the soil and the grass. So what they did is they brought their plough up and they managed to pull all the bits and pieces up out of the ground. Now that's been a very useful exercise for us, but it has highlighted how much debris is in this area of this underneath the fig tree here. There's still plenty of bits of plastic, etc. in the ground, and this is just a selection, the rest of it is at the top, of some of the items that we pulled out. So we've got lots of breeze blocks, lots of bits of metal, lots of wire, lots of shoes randomly, and that's a bit of a theme on the farm. There's lots and lots of shoes, so we don't know why, but there are. We also found sort of empty shotgun cartridges and things like that, which is not to be unexpected up here. We've also got lots of glass. Unfortunately, some of the glass was broken. Obviously with Guinness we try and keep all the glass away, but yeah, we managed to find a few bottles which were still intact, so that's been quite good. And we did find a really nice piece of slate, so we'll make a feature of that. We'll probably put it by the orange tree, but yeah, this is just a bit of a snapshot of the sort of debris that we are finding on the farm. We're now going to show you what's been happening with the rest of the farm in the last week or so.
Wednesday the 27th of December. Very cold this morning. It's about 8 o'clock. It's very frosty, very misty.
As you can see, life in Portugal is not all hot. It's the 27th of December today, and we woke up to about -4 this morning. Hence we're all sort of buttoned down. We're taking Guinness for a walk up by the water canal, and as you can see, the water canal is pretty much frozen. It's not solidly frozen, it is moving, but yeah, it just shows that it can get pretty cold up here. As you can see, frost on the hills. Very foggy today. You can't actually see the mountains at the moment, but yeah, so come to Portugal, they said, be nice and warm, better weather. But we didn't know we were going to expect this, so we're okay with it.
What's arrived?
Well, this is a very special package from Germany.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited, because it means at last I can have a proper cup of tea with my PG tips. I'm very pleased. Good morning, everybody. Today it's the 31st of December, so a nice little New Year's Eve project. What we intend to do today is clear this top terrace wall here. This is the same terrace where the caravan and the house is on. This is going to be our main sort of day-to-day living area, so we want to make this our sort of nicest area, if you like. We have started down the bottom of the terrace. We've cleared away some of the brambles that were directly against the wall by one of the orange trees. But the idea is today is to move our way all the way along using the strimmer, secateurs, etc. And basically get rid of all these brambles, get rid of the rubbish that's been piled up, not by us, but over the wall over the years, and just really make a feature of this wall. It's a beautiful granite wall, which is unfortunately very hidden underneath years of bramble growth, overgrown vines, general rubbish coming out. But you can just see here how naturally it looks, how warm, you know, sorry, how warm it must get, that it's facing the sun all day, so there's a lot of plant growth and that sort of thing. But yeah, very picturesque, and we really want to make a feature of this. We might have to tidy up the apple tree at some point. Bit undecided what to do with that. There's actually a hole right through the trunk that you can see on that main big thicker trunk. There's a hole goes all the way through it, but you can actually, it does still produce apples. So we don't know what to do on that one, but we'll seek a little bit of advice. But as you can see, really nice rock face. That was an old fig tree, but it was a non-producing fig tree, so like a self-seeding one. So that's come out. There's the remains of a root of a fig tree in there as well, so I suspect that's what's been the case. And basically, yeah, we're going to try and clear the whole of this top terrace. Hi there and good morning. You may remember that on the 31st of January we said let's do a little New Year's Eve project, which was to clear the terrace. Just like the rest of Europe, we also got hit with a big spell of bad weather, a lot of very rainy days. Then we had some very cold days, so things got delayed just a little bit. We did manage to clear the brambles out of this area here, and in doing so we have found a pipe, a part of the irrigation system. We also found another part of the irrigation system here with a tap on it, which we think goes up to one of the top terraces there. None of this pipe work is any good. It's all old and brittle and breaks easy. We also got snagged down a little bit by the bramble roots getting caught up in the fig tree roots. So whilst trying to get out the brambles, we're pulling out, unfortunately, some of the roots of the fig tree. So we're going to have to be a little bit more careful with that and take our time with that one. And the other thing we keep finding in the land here is various bits of junk. So in this area here, what we've got, I think, is a plough tooth or some sort of farm machinery tooth. We've got bits of rebar. There's lots of this sort of metal on the land. I think it's where they used to secure animals. Some of these are sunk into blocks of concrete. We've got brackets, etc. Bits of clothing. More bits of metal, more bits of clothing, and fan belts. So we are taking it out as we find it, but it does mean that it is sort of slow progress. And if you're using a strimmer with a solid metal blade in it and you hit one of these metal things, you know about it because it kicks out. So this is what we've done at this end. We'll now show you what we've done at the other end. So this is one of the nicer features that we managed to uncover. We didn't even know this was here. This whole area in front of us was just covered in brambles. But we found this really nice set of old stone steps. I wouldn't want to rush up them, they're a little bit uneven, but it is quite a nice little feature, which means we can now get to the top terrace behind us. We had to cut back a lot of vines and that sort of thing that were here. Unfortunately, whilst doing that, we've discovered quite a lot of the grapevines certainly past their best with rotten roots and things like that. But yeah, this has been quite a nice find. Some things to point out that we've also got here, like a lot of things, this is some of the sort of metal that we find, and this is an old rake attachment with where the wood would go there, and when we asked about it, it was just basically to tie up animals, so another thing to tie up. And then going on from our theme of what we found in the land, out of the way, darling. As you can see, we've got lots of asbestos sandwich panel. It's the type that's set in concrete, so it's actually pretty safe. It's not flaking or anything, but that will be disposed of properly at the local recycling centre. They've got an area specifically for this sort of stuff. We've got old broken roof tiles, more string, more metal, some sort of lid, pipe work, etc. So it's the sort of thing we keep finding in the land. But what it has meant is that we've now also discovered that around the, whatever this is, clementine or satsuma or whatever orange type tree this is, there is a little concrete and breeze block border to it. It does finish about there, but we will extend it round a little bit, and that gives us quite a nice little planting area. And that area just behind us here is where we're going to put our lemon tree that we've got, which was being suggested to us. So yeah, that's the sort of thing that we found in this area. As you can see, we've managed to burn a lot of the trimmings off the first terrace, not quite all of them, but that's the olive trimmings, I should say, all the olive branches. One thing we did establish is that to burn the olive branches, as much as the leaves burn really well and the little shoots, the thicker branches, you really need to get a good fire going for them to burn through, otherwise it's all leaf and no branch when it burns.